about a month ago, me and old Stone went to what is known as a PP event. And what that is we went to, it starts when it gets dark and it ends before it gets light. It's called a pig party. All of this is from that pig party because we whacked and stacked them. All right, so now we're coming to the part where we're going to dine on the swine.
This is going to be a pig jambalaya. Nothing but pig as far as meat goes in this jambalaya.
Yeah.
And the unique about this jambalaya, the unique thing about this jambalaya is we're going to cook it on that fancy grill you got. So it's going to be a smoke flavored jambalaya. We're going to put a little smoke on the rice. So in this bowl number one, we have, I would say, 1.5 pounds of bacon in a pot, black pot, about this size. You got to have a black pot. You got to have a spatula.
Called Dutch oven.
Dutch oven. That's your weapon of choice. The next thing we have is breakfast sausage from a pig. Now this ain't one of the pigs. This is come from the grocery store, but one of them's hot, one of them's mild. Okay.
Just to give it a little kick.
In this bowl we have the preacher meat off of one of them pigs that old Evil Eye shot over there. This is a young sow, which is they say is the best eating.
Yep.
A young sow. This is the preacher meat is the muscle on the inside of the rib cage, aka tenderloin.
Filet mignon.
Not loin.
That's right. Filet mignon.
Tenderloin.
That's right.
Tenderloin. Very tender.
That's right.
In this bowl, we have also from a pig is link sausage, Cajun style, and I got some hot mixed in there because I like a little heat in my jambalaya.
Like a little kick, boys.
All right, and that's all the meat, all from pig. So, veggies. In this bowl, we have green onions.
Onions is
green onions. And this will actually be the last ingredient we put in.
That's right.
Okay. Bowl number two, we have
that would be red bell pepper.
Bell pepper, that's right.
And
bell
we like
pepper.
the red because, hey, we like a little color in our food.
And in this bowl, we have celery.
Finely chopped.
Chopped celery. And last but not least, we have white onion. So, veggies, onion, celery, bell pepper, green onion, meat, link sausage, preacher meat.
I got one more
breakfast sausage.
I'm looking at
bacon.
This. Yeah, I know. I'm looking at this, and I got a question.
What?
I don't think you got a big enough pot, son, for all of that to get in there.
Well, it's called cooking it down is what we're fixing to do. So we're just, a jambalaya, all a jambalaya is a souped up pot of rice, and it is going to be souped up.
Oh, no, hey.
So, and the other two ingredients we're going to use is, of course, rice. Louisiana or Arkansas rice. I don't, if it ain't grown in Louisiana or Arkansas, I don't
get it anywhere else.
Rice and chicken broth for our liquid, okay? Now, when we cook it down, it's going to have some liquid in the pot already, so you know you put twice as much liquid as whatever amount of rice you put in there. So, are you ready to get started?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of anyone cooking a jambalaya on a grill.
Well, you've seen it here first.
This is smoky. This is
smoky pig jambalaya. All right, here we go. So all we're gonna do, we're gonna cook this bacon down. So that's gonna take about 10 minutes. All right, so let's check on our bacon.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's starting to get there now.
All right. Oh, good. Yep. We
We
have browned the bacon.
We have browned the bacon.
So the next step, the next ingredient that goes in is the breakfast sausage. So we're just gonna chop it up real good and brown it. So half and half, all pig so far.
All big so far, boys.
All right. It's a process. It's a long, drawn-out process, but it's well worth it. All right, we'll let that get a little more brown. All right, so the next ingredient we're gonna put in is that preacher meat off that sow. We're gonna brown it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it like this so I don't get no splatter. Now you notice some pretty good sized chunks. I did that for a reason. They're gonna render down to half that size. And we're waiting on the next ingredient. Looking good, Si. All right, Si, we started out with our bacon, breakfast sausage, then the tenderloin. So now we're coming in with the link sausage next. Now this is critical. You gotta go in this order. You know why?
No, I don't.
Because Phil told me to.
Okay, well, there it is. He's the man who cooks. Yep.
All
It's
right.
looking good, boys.
Okay, so we're gonna let that eat for about 10 minutes or so. All right, so that's all the meat. That's all the meat. So our meat
The meat's done.
is cooked.
Now we start. Here's the part where it gets really, the aroma starts getting right.
We're gonna scrape the bottom of that pot. You always want to scrape the bottom of that pot. That's where that good flavor comes in. So now we're gonna add our first veggie. Gonna be that white onion, and we're gonna cook that down till that onion gets good and soft.
It's fixing to be good, boys.
All right, now our onions are cooked down. So the next veggies we're gonna put in are celery and bell pepper at the same time. Mix in those veggies and we're gonna let them get soft. And once they get soft, we almost to the last stages. All right, Si. Now this is the most important part of making a jambalaya. Okay, so all the meat's cooked down, all the veggies are cooked down in the exact order is what I showed you. So now we're gonna add the rice and the liquid. So when you cook a pot of rice, you always double your liquid for how much rice you put in there. So I got a little more meat in this pot than I usually do. So I usually have half a pot of meat and I use 3.5, 4 cups of rice. Well, in this case, I might have room for 3 cups of rice. So, and if I put 3 cups of rice in there, I gotta have 6 cups of liquid. I'm gonna go ahead and pour my rice in and I'm gonna mix it up real fast. Now this is gonna happen fast. You ready?
Yep.
This is gonna happen fast.
All right.
Rice goes in.
The rice is in.
We'll mix that up. Now that rice is gonna start expanding
Big
fast.
time, yep.
It's gonna start expanding fast. And the last thing we want is that rice to scorch. So I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do. All right, rice is in.
Yep.
Here comes chicken broth. I'm gonna put 3 cups in first, see what it looks like. And now here's the most important thing. You look at your watch. What time is it? 12:31.
Yep.
In 3 minutes, I'm gonna roll that rice so that rice don't scorch. Every 3 minutes, and I'm gonna do it 10 times every 3 minutes.
Yep.
This is roll number 10.
10 seconds.
We put our green onions in on number 9. See, normally, now if you're cooking on a stove top, this is when you turn your fire off. You turn your fire off and put the lid on the pot.
but we ain't there yet.
But in this case, the way this grill cooks, and I like to do jambalayas on the grill for one reason, because I like to get a little smoke infused in that rice. So now, instead of turning the fire off and putting the lid on the pot, I'm just gonna move this pot over to the indirect
heat, boys.
Indirect side. Move it over here. And in place of the pot,
Okay.
I'm gonna take this
We're gonna put our
smoke box. We'll set it right there. It's 1 o'clock. At 1:30, we'll be ready to eat. But like I said, if you're not using this particular method, turn your fire off, put the lid on your pot, let it rest 20 to 30 minutes. But in this case, we're gonna add a little smoke flavor, and the way this grill cooks, that steam is gonna bounce off the roof of that grill, and it's gonna steam that rice perfect. All right, it's been resting for 30 minutes.
After it's smoked.
I just turned the fire off.
After it's smoked,
We
boys.
got a pretty good smoke on it. Oh boy. There's your presentation.
That's the presentation, boys. Looks pretty good to me.
What about that?
Looks
Let's take
pretty
that baby
good to me.
inside and eat.
Hey, looks pretty good to me.
Is that enough?
No, you're gonna have to go ahead, so. One more.
Started with our bacon. Then we browned our breakfast sausage. Then we browned pork tenderloin. Then we went with the link sausage. That was all the meat. Onion, bell pepper, celery, then rice, then chicken broth, twice the amount of rice you put in there is liquid. The number one deal with the jambalaya is scraping the bottom of that pot and rolling every 3 minutes for 30 minutes. Then, if you're cooking on a stovetop, put the lid on it, turn the fire off, let it rest for 30 minutes. All them flavors come together. That is fine, ain't it?
This is a souped up plate of rice.
What are you talking about?
Hope you enjoyed it. See y'all next time. You should be here to taste this stuff. Hey, find a strawberry split 4 ways. It don't get any better than that.